Oh, God. How are you, Impulsive? What are you playing? You still going through Witcher 3?
There's a lot of pillows.
Oh, yeah, because we're in
Pillow fort.
Rose's room now.
Rose and I made it. Messy though.
Yeah, well, you haven't played here lately.
You must
Hey.
have.
Oh no, I'm not allowed to.
Dank
Rose
Brothers.
calls it mommy space.
Hold to charge gun.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Oh, no. Can I move? I think I just shot myself. Ah, there we go.
Oh my gosh.
That's how it works. Nope. Ah! We're not doing too well.
We're not.
Oh my god! Oh, you got me! Nice! Oh, you got me again. I think you're gonna win. Oh! Oh! Because I was in the circle.
You lost the battle and the war.
Oh my god, can we do that again?
Bad.
100%, absolutely.
Yeah!
Show me your moves, man.
Okay.
Let's see how we go. I didn't realize that circle was gonna close in. That was cool. Wait, where'd you go? Wait, what are you doing over there? What?
Ooh, you got me.
Ooh. Ah, there you are. Oh my god. Look out! Oh, nice! Oh! Oh, nice!
The sweeter victory.
There are more
That was
important
good.
things in life
Again.
than winning.
You wanna go again?
Absolutely.
Best of 3.
Fun.
Did you notice the white circle?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if you saw.
It was
Yeah.
getting in.
Yeah, no, it took me a minute to Jerry that it's like, oh, that's how I can tell where the shot's going to be when I'm holding it.
Oh, the aiming circle?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
'Cause I didn't
that's what
s- I-
I was using that.
Yeah, I didn't, like, it took me until the end of the first game to realize what that was.
Oh.
This is a really cool little mini game. Ooh. Ah. Oh, nice! Oh, not moving quick enough. Oh, dude, well done. Oh, no! Ah, circle got me. Well done. That was good.
That
Good
was fun.
job. That's a sick mini game.
That was fun.
Man, and again, this is like... This is a team that is really just playing with platforming on a level that's just
Hey, like
so much fun. Can I go faster? Oh, I can't go faster. Come on, with me. Man. Too good.
Lights out.
So we've been...
This-
Yeah, go on, sorry.
This is exactly the type of game I would expect as a modern platformer.
Yeah. Oh, hands down. Hands down. And this is a small team. This is what I find so fascinating. It's not like they have a massive budget. They don't have the budget of like a Dragon Age or anything that like
A video game.
Sony would
That's
offer their
it.
developers. And they do so much with so little. Wait,
Enter
what?
password.
Oh, wordplay. Lovely. Oh, it's got something to do with hacking.
Override?
Override, that's what it is. That did not make sense in my brain.
Yeah, no, that's alright. That was good. You figured that one out quicker than I did. Yep.
You know, I thought hacking would be way more complicated than this.
It's just a game, Cody.
Oh, it's a smile. Yep.
Oh,
Yep, yeah. That's cool.
Is this still the game?
Wait, what?
Oh,
No.
button mash.
Button mash! Come on. What? What? Wait, do we need to move the controller? Oh.
Oh no, it's meant to happen.
Okay. No! We're going to space. Or is that later?
It's definitely after.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's this
Not
one.
space, yeah. Whoa! Oh yeah. What shitty parents are they?
Oof.
Bunch of fucking cunts you are. Forever. Okay. Thank you, Ridley Scott.
When's the next Alien movie coming out?
There hasn't been anything announced. Not since Romulus came out. Not that
God,
I've
that
seen.
movie was so good.
I know. I know.
Ah, just as good as the originals.
Yep. Which has been a very difficult thing for them to achieve. Honestly, out of like all the recent remakes, that's probably the one that I think just nailed the tone and the feel perfectly.
Yep. And just added that extra, like, come on, Xenomorph baby?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you go there.
Yeah.
You go there.
It did a really... I know a lot of people didn't like Prometheus and Alien Covenant. I do. And for very different reasons compared to most people. Because it's like, it's not meant to be aliens related, but they, like, for whatever reason, felt like after
Let's find a way out.
the
Next time,
weird
could
kind
you
of
not buy Rose
backlash
Crazy
that
Space Monkey, please.
Well, she was
Prometheus
the one who
had?
kicked him
Yeah.
obviously
Hey, you paid
people
for
were
him.
like, yep, cool, well,
out. That was just a test.
oh yeah, I've got a different
Like you
character.
would be if someone threatened to hurt
Ah,
Rose.
make myself big first.
Hurting Rose.
You could tell that they felt the need to kind of, all right, we'll make it an aliens film for people because that's clearly what they want, even though that's not what it was meant to be. Which is a shame. But I think Romulus does a great job of kind of merging the two universes together. And honestly, it's been the most consistent. Oh, am I doing this wrong? Wait, what's the
Do you have to
button?
be big? Jump and then circle?
Oh, it's, yeah, B.
Yeah. I still have PlayStation
Controls?
in my
Yeah.
head
Must be
for
Moon Baboon's
everything.
communications tower.
I mean, I get that.
Control
Hey!
room at the very top.
No, you
If
know
we
the
can get
problem
up
that I'm
there, I
having?
think we can make it out of here.
My mind is, it's what I was saying last time with the dodge being, like in my head it's circle or B, but
Yep.
that's not, oh, I gotta go small. But it's like being difficult for me to compartmentalize every single like various game that I'm playing and all of their mechanics. Like jumping from Death Stranding to Yooka-Laylee to then this, back into Death Stranding, it's like, Jesus Christ, my brain.
Whoa, what's going on? It looks like some kind of force field.
Going
Let's
from
ride it. But we don't know where it goes.
Fantasy
Maybe it
Life
takes us out of
I
here.
to
Come
Lies
on.
of P and Dragon
Oh
Ball Z
man,
Kakarot
that's
is insane.
yeah, that would be nuts.
Zero G, amazing.
Like just tonally, that would just be crazy.
My brain is going from distraught to nice and peaceful,
He really
happy.
needs to take a chill pill.
Ignore him.
Whoa.
Look at those portals. I think we can use them.
Oh, we're meant to go in one of them and do like the
Nuclear
level.
fusion.
That's right.
The pressure is incredible.
Ages since I've done any of this.
Ooh, that was intense.
So you're gonna go that way. I'm gonna go this way.
Hey, space lady. How's it
And
hanging?
boom.
Getting used to, but I'm all right.
Whoa. Oh no! Wait, what?
Okay, I have
An idea. Next time we avoid the lasers.
Wow, what an idea.
Crouch is B.
Ah, yeah, thank you.
That's alright.
Oh, Jesus. Ah! God, this is so
Nice.
trippy. This is really trippy. Oh! Boom.
Oh, so cool.
Boom. Hey. Have fun. Make myself really tiny. Yay. Wait. Oh. Ah, we switch. Nice.
These space boots are
Oh,
great.
so cool.
Ooh.
Honestly,
Oh,
ever since
man.
coming back from Japan and going on the
Oh.
Flying Dinosaur ride at Universal Studios, all I dream about now is going on another
No?
roller coaster that suspends me.
Oh, like upside down?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh. Oh, am I supposed? Oh, maybe I went a bit too hard.
I think so. Yes.
Now.
There? Nope.
No.
Alright, so more than halfway. Now. Nope.
Ooh, so close.
Alright, so like the second last square? There? That
There
was a
we
bit
go.
weird, but okay. World's greatest dad. I think you're gonna want me to do this.
No! My world's greatest dad mug!
Oh, relax. Rose can buy you another one.
No, she can't.
I'm so small. Help! I'm a turtle, little tiny. Help! Help me! Help me!
Ah, back to normal. Woohoo! And what the hell am I supposed to? Oh! Oh, that's nifty. How trippy is that for you?
A very.
Put down. Whoa! That's cool.
This would be so much fun.
And back to normal platforming.
Okay.
Wee-hoo.
Which way is up?
You're all right, mate.
Doesn't matter.
Here. I mean,
It's
down
all
here.
up from here.
Oh.
Or is it down? Oh, God. Joseph Fares and his team, man. Such wonderful developers.
Ah, they really are.
I'm nearly there.
Oh. Sorry, you have to go all the way back for the battery.
You forgot it.
You dumbasses. Wee.
One portal down.
I was
two to
listening
go.
to, well,
We got
listening,
this.
watching an interesting video of a chick breaking down the Switch 2 and just her experience with Nintendo overall. Mind you, this is all while you've got, what's his
God.
name?
Now that
He's one of
was one hell
the
of a
Twitch
ride.
streamers. Ooh. Oh, because we gotta jump on these things. What is his name? It's not Ko. I can't think of the guy's name. He's scruffy looking with the slightly long hair, beard. I know that's not the best description, I know. I'll see if I can look him up. Hold on, before we continue. Ba-ba. YouTuber.
We have
A
liftoff.
tuba you of a yuba tuba tuba cube. Let's see if I can find a video with him. Something. I am sure my YouTube. Shut up. No, I don't want to listen to any of you. What is your blasted name? Why can't I find you? I've watched your videos before many, many times. I'm on YouTube, aren't I? No. No. No, not Maximilian. Oh, Asmongold. Fucking hell.
Oh.
Yeah, so... I can't reach, because you need to be bigger. No? Okay. Try now. Yeah! Bang. Hits my hit. So I think I need to, like, swing you with this.
That one or this one?
I mean...
Because I think you have to hit me onto the other ball,
Why the other ball?
so I can then get on top of.
Oh, can you... Oh, can you not... No. No, that was bad. Do it again. Get back on there.
Yes, coach.
Here you
Okay.
go. Hurry! That's better. Now you stay there as I slowly make my way across like Gulliver. And bonk. Nice.
Good work.
Thank you, thank you.
See any way to get me up
And
there?
yeah,
Working
you're
on
gonna
it.
press
Give me a
something
minute.
that's going to allow me to jump on these, I think.
Oh, that's right at the top.
Yeah, that's the wrong one. There we go. Thank you.
It's alright.
Hurry, they're starting to recede back into their original positions.
We're getting the hang of this.
Don't fall now.
Ooh. Wait, is that it? Oh, there we go. Heal. And make myself nice and small, nice and tiny, yeah! So, yeah, Asmongold's obviously analyzing this chick, doing his little impressions of her while she's talking about her, like, past experience with Nintendo, and the fact that Nintendo is not the same company that it used to be, and how it's more of a corporate shell of what it stood for as far as creativity and joy and laughter and blah 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 blah. And though I don't necessarily disagree with her, what I found interesting between her and Asmongold, their stance on the fact that Nintendo is way too stringent with their rules around modifications of their games, or how they want their games to be viewed when, like, streamers are playing them. Now, I get that in a modern day and age like what we live in now, you know, people have this level of entitlement that, well, you know, every other game does it. Why shouldn't you allow us to do the same thing? Why are you being so stringent with your games? when other developers, like, you know, it's the modern day. You should just accept how things are nowadays, or, you know, you should allow the product that I'm buying be moddable. Like, oh, we understand it's not okay for you to mod the game and do any cheating type stuff. Yeah, we don't agree with cheating, but you should be able to give us the freedom to mod. And I kind of go, well, no, at the end of the day, it's their product. How they choose to make that product available to you, that's them. It's their software. They can do whatever they want. If you don't like that, if you don't support that, that's fine. You don't have to like it. You don't have to support it. Go and support other developers that give you that level of freedom. But as far as they're concerned, and this is one of those things that I think is purely like a lack of understanding, culturally speaking, where they don't understand the fact that Japanese are very much that you're buying something or you're getting into something that is very much meant to be, this is it. There is not meant to be anything else. We want it to be a very kind of, you're experiencing this in the moment, here and now, within the confines of what we created, and we don't want you playing or changing it, because that changes what the core is for us, because that matters to us. That is impressionable to us and how we've designed this piece of art or this piece of software or this product.
Correct. It's the respect of the artist's creation.
I know what we're
In
supposed
this
to do.
sense,
Yes.
you don't modify someone's art. So I don't get a Banksy piece and then draw over it.
Yeah.
It's a very Eastern thing that us Westerners unfortunately don't have a full grasp on. And
Don't
it's
appreciate.
unfortunate
Yeah.
Because, you know, we do appreciate art, but
Mm-hmm.
not the same way. I get that people want to modify their Switch.
Yep.
Fine. But when I purchase a Switch, I'm buying it for the sake of, well, I want to play Nintendo games.
Yep.
And this is how I'm going to play them.
Yep.
They've given me this tool because they have designed it in a way that majority of the people who will get one will enjoy it.
Yes.
For what it's designed for.
Yes.
I love the Wii. I love the Wii U even more. I love that gamepad. I thought that was so innovative and so much fun, and I really expected a lot from that console. The Switch is just as fun, and I wish the Switch 2 was capable of having 2 screens, but anyway, I digress. The console
yep.
itself is really fun.
Yeah.
And I don't want to modify it because it doesn't make sense to. And it's just the way I think. It's just, sure, I modded my PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 because I was a child and it was cool too. Now I've modded my 3DS because it's offline. They don't have access to the 3DS anymore. They've cut it off.
Yep.
I can't get access to any games, and games cost really... For 3DS, they're crazy expensive.
Yeah.
I'm happy to download.
Yeah.
I've purchased, you know how many copies I have of the Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'll download the ROM. I've purchased the game. It's okay.
Yep.
It's fine, but the people that are cracking it about, oh, well, Nintendo's gonna ban me because I'm modding their console. Yeah, when you make an account, it's part of the terms and agreement that you're agreeing
That's
to.
just
It's
it.
against
Yep.
the law that you
Yes.
are modifying something. So if you want to arc up about it, you're in the wrong.
Yes.
Terms and conditions that
Absolutely.
you refuse to read
Yep.
because
And
Nintendo's
understand.
probably- yeah, it's in English.
Mhm.
There's a lot of words, but it's pretty accessible to understand what they're saying. So people who complain can shove it, and
Mhm.
if you don't appreciate the console, seek another piece of hardware. Go to the Steam Deck and mod that. Create your own. There's pieces out there. Make it yourself. Go Linux style.
It is funny, like we are living in a day and age where people have so much, like way too much freedom with content, where the fact that you can make memes out of movies, or you know, you can fuck around with like scenes from movies, put them in your YouTube channel to emphasize certain points by using, you know, great actors' hard work and effort, or great directors' hard work and effort, in order to establish a certain kind of level of connection with whatever media that you're currently working on. Now, that is not necessarily your property to do what you wish with. That is a freedom that, you know, the creators have given us. But that is not yours to do as you wish with. And it's no different than what Nintendo is doing with their products. And this is what I find funny with the whole double standard, where someone like Asmongold will sit there and say, oh yeah, look, I don't agree to piracy, but I also agree that, yeah, you should be able to pirate certain things. Like, I've done it and it's perfectly fine. Or I don't think you should mod online, but it's perfectly suitable and it should be... Oh, I need to make myself smaller. Here, try now. And it should be okay for us to mod the game as we see fit. And I go, well, hold on a sec. Because you have an issue with the fact that people are using modding for piracy. But this is why Nintendo just kind of cuts the belt at the feet. Like, if we allow any level of modification, even though we hope that people are using it for the right intentions, there are still going to be people that are using it for the wrong intentions. And they are just kind of covering their asses on all fronts, where they're looking at the whole issue and kind of going, we can either open this up slightly and leaving it open enough for other bad actors to take advantage of, or we can just cut it straight at the legs and go, we are not allowing this, we are not supporting this, we don't want you doing anything with our system that could leave it open and jeopardize the safety not just for our network, but for our customers and their private data and information. That's what it comes down to. We are living in a day and age where we are fully connected and everything that we do is online. And especially when Nintendo, especially a company that is so focused around children and the safety of children, and this is vital because it's that image that if there's ever a news report that Nintendo service has been hacked and, you know, like child predators have gotten access to children's information or parents' information about, you know, their child, that now opens the door for parents to essentially, you know, put a lot of distrust in a company like Nintendo. They don't want that. That is a bad image. And so what do? Well, they're going to make sure that there's little to no chance of something like that ever going wrong. And especially as they're moving more, and this is what I find funny, like so many people are like, oh, they're not in modern times, they're not getting with the times with all the networking and stuff. Well, yeah, because they're trying to be cognizant of the demographic that they're working with. Even though a lot of adults play and enjoy their content, they are still kid-focused first. Everything that they design, everything that they make, everything that they do is very much for a family-friendly perspective. And that comes first and foremost, and that is going to be far more vital and important. So you suddenly have a modding community where people are able to do all kinds of crazy shit online and do nefarious shit or do silly shit that, yeah, for an adult it's like, haha, it's funny, I get to shove a dick on Mario. But for Nintendo, that's an image that they don't want parents seeing, because now my kid's kind of seeing that, and that's not the association we want for this product. Like, none of that builds a good rapport and relationship. It's funny, haha, for an adult until you realize that, well, this is designed for kids, first and foremost. You're just enjoying the product as an adult, and I'm glad, and we are happy to share in that joy. It's why Disney has struggled with that identity of, well, we're making something for kids, but now we have these adult properties. And people are struggling with the fact that we want to keep it as kid-friendly as possible because we want the widest majority of the market. And that's a tough pill to freaking swallow. It's a hard balance. Now you've got that aspect. And then you've got the simple fact that, like, Japanese culture is very much rooted in this level of respect of when we make something and we put a lot of effort, we want it to be this purest kind of experience. This is what we've worked really hard as a team to work on something that, you know, we have reiterated year after year after year, and we're giving you the best that we possibly can in this kind of format. And is it sometimes the same? Yeah, sure. But so is, you know, going and doing and learning tea ceremony, or going and learning how to build a katana, or going and, like what I study, learning a martial arts, like a traditional, not like learning boxing or learning taekwondo or something where, oh yeah, there's competition. No. You're learning a martial art at like a historical level at the core. You're learning to go through techniques and kata in their like original format and understanding the practicality standpoint as well as like the historical substance behind it. And that's a very different thing than, oh, we're just going to learn how to beat each other and get points for it. It's like, no, this is the two very different things. Like tea ceremonies are a very kind of, you are learning how to do a very specific art in the most precise and the most controlled manner, so that you are doing everything in a very specific motion, in a specific cadence, in a specific timing, with a specific feel, in order to elicit a certain type of resonance and feeling to what you're doing, that connection that you're having with another person. Of making tea, this is the level of care and dedication that they put their whole life towards one art. And it is no different than how Nintendo treats their products. They treat it as an art, they treat it as something that is precious. And God forbid anyone, regardless of what your cultural views are, go fuck yourself. This is a Japanese company. They are going to do things how they choose to do it because that is what is culturally acceptable for them. If you don't like it, go and play your Western games. Otherwise, this is how we want our product to function. This is how we want our product to be accessible to people. And we will make it as accessible or as, you know, like give you the kind of freedom that we have decided is appropriate within what we think is suitable, that represents us, that represents Nintendo. And it is in some form of fashion, it might be seen as very cultist, but at the same time, it's pure to what they have been working. It's something that has been passed down for generations. Now, I don't necessarily agree with all of their business practices. Like, that is obviously, you know, open for debate, and there's certainly room for improvements in certain areas.
Hang on, I didn't sign up for
But it's also like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for here? Kate uses it a lot. Cost. Oh, I forgot the terminology. Where you're essentially having to decide where to spend the money on whether it's, you know, worth the value or not. I forgot the term.
I also forgot the term, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but like there are certain decisions that like they have a certain budget. They have to dictate where they, you know, put that money. And sometimes it's, for them, it's probably more beneficial or more interesting for their developers to work on something completely new than having to sit there and go, okay, well, do we really want to? Yes, it would incentivize them to some degree re-release some of their older games for newer platforms, but sometimes that might be hard, or they don't feel like it's doing the right justice, or they, you know, they don't really want to invest that amount of money on something that is older when they rather move forward with the product, because they know that, well, the product is pretty much the same thing that it has been for so many years. We're just giving you a new version with a slightly different kind of pizzazz to it that is designed for the hardware we've currently designed. And we're going to give you that experience. The fact that the third-party developers, which they know they have to have from a financial success standpoint, have the freedom and the flexibility to design games on their system is a good kind of healthy back and forth relationship and an ecosystem for them. But it's not, their core focus is their Mario properties. It's why they have been first party to this day, because they understand the importance of their IPs. They understand the importance of their characters. Would it be cool if we could modify them and play with them? Sure, but that's not how they treat their products. They are not looking at them as just, oh, it's another Fortnite skin that you can have in Fortnite and you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. No, we have a little bit more respect and we want you to have the same respect. And if we see that you don't, yeah, we're going to punish you for it. Because that is important to our brand identity, because we don't want any negative association, again, based on the fact that it's designed for kids first and foremost. And the fact that you as an adult get to enjoy it with kids, that's a bonus. That is what they hope.
Most of the kids that grew up with a SNES, NES are parents now.
Yep.
The games that they used to play on those old consoles are now accessible on the Switch.
Yep.
Plus more.
Yeah.
It's... Nintendo's just staying consistent with what they do.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong, open world is not innovative in any way.
No.
It has been happening for decades. And Breath of the Wild is a fine game. Not perfect, fine.
Mm-hmm.
Tears of the Kingdom, that is a fantastic game.
Yep.
Not perfect, fantastic. It's art, stunning, beautiful. But so were the other games prior to it.
Yep.
Because Nintendo has been consistent with their designs. Link has a sword and a shield. He blocks, he attacks.
Yep.
During his adventures, he might get extra tools. Those tools are used immediately to solve the puzzle in front of you.
Yep.
Can you go back? Sure, there might be some things that you can use these new items on. Not all of them, but it might unlock a secret. That has been consistent throughout all the Zelda games. And that's why that they've created this open world was innovative for them, because they have now played with, well, what if we have just a seamless world? Notice how all their properties are now becoming just open, one consistent world. Pokemon's going there, even though it's not technically a Nintendo. Anyways, regardless of the point.
Yeah.
Mario Kart is now open world. Mario Odyssey will probably become an open world game with the sequel.
It's not, I mean, it's not far. Like, I look at, and this is where I like, this is what was so funny about playing ukulele, because I'm looking at all the components and pieces, like the fact that you can expand the world, like you can start off with a smaller chunk of the world and then you can expand it. And it's only once, but it's enough to kind of go, okay, I'm going back into this old area and I'm now re-exploring, or it's almost like it's got a bit more breadth to it. And it's like, here's a bite-sized chunk, and now we're going to add more to it. And it's an interesting way of playing with that kind of mechanic, where it's like, all right, you're kind of giving me these smaller spaces that then get a little bit bigger for me to explore and play with. But I don't think they don't really fill it with interesting things to find. Whereas, like, what I played of Odyssey, like I've never really played most of Odyssey, but the one stage, that first stage that you go through, there is far more curiosity and depth in exploring that small little space and like all its little nooks and crannies compared to what ukulele even offers in one level. And it's, again, I know it's chalk and cheese. I know it's two very different developers. I know it's two very different levels of budget, but it's
always the same.
But it's more the fact that at that scale, it's like, how are you as a company still able to add a level of like awe and curiosity and discovery to a formula that has pretty much been the same? Like, Wonder was, again, that's a wonder. Like, that as a side scroller is like, you actually sat there and you thought about how else can we really change platforming, and they fucking did. Like, again, haven't played much of it, but everything that I've seen, everything that I have tried, it's just like you're kind of looking at the substance of what needs to be a game and what's just fun. And that's where they put their priority on the game, on the fun of the game, which is just... Whereas most developers are sitting there going, you know, how do we like figure out the core of this character and the story and get them from point A to point B, which is like, that's cool, that's great, that has a place. If you can find how to balance the gameplay and the game mechanics and make that interesting and make it congruent with the story that you're telling, wonderful, fantastic, power to you. But most developers really kind of struggle, especially with these smaller budgets or these mid-tier budgets, where they just, it's like you're forgetting the importance of the game because your focus is on the story, or you can't decide which one you're going with and which one's more important. And so you kind of just go, well, this will do. All right, we'll grab a bit of this, this type of platforming is popular, this kind of action combat's popular, we're gonna merge them together, bash them together, and hope that we can make something work. And it's like, you're not really understanding what it means to make a game. And this is where we end up getting all of this, like I go through the Steam store, even on a daily or a weekly basis, and it's just, there's so much trash that comes out, and it's not that it's bad necessarily, but it's just so average and mediocre that it's like, okay, this was a nice project for you to play with and try, but I don't think you really kind of fleshed out some of these simple mechanics. And it's the independent developers that just kind of go, we're just going to hone in on this one mechanic, and we might add a few extra little touches, but we're really going to focus on this and see how much we can get out of like a handful of mechanics. And they fucking nail it every single time because they just get that one thing fucking right.
It's the consistency
Yep.
of a game.
Yep.
If you build a game around one core idea and build from that, you're pretty much set.
Yeah.
That's back to Nintendo. That's what they do so well.
Find the
Every time
fun.
you start a game, it's fun because it's a new adventure and it makes you feel, hey, it's fine. This game, don't take it seriously. Have fun with it. Sure, some of the games might have an intense story like Metroid, but Metroid Prime? Oh my god! I can't wait until Metroid 4 comes out. That game is going to be so much fun because the game is built on, here are guns. How are you going to use them in the world? How are you going to fight this enemy that's in front of you now? It's what I expect from any Nintendo game.
Yep.
When I start the game, it's going to let me know these are your few buttons that you're going to need to rely on right now. Have fun. Just go and have fun. We're going to teach you how to do these things. Have fun with it. I love it. And I miss that so much from every competitor. And it's such a shame that I've moved away from Sony because it started to grow up
Yep.
in a way that I didn't want to grow up from video games.
Yeah.
When I want to play, and I get it. I do play games that are very graphic.
Mature.
for
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
Absolutely. They're in my library. I'll
Yep.
play them.
Yep.
Claire Obscure. Oh my gosh. Oh, perfection.
Yep.
That, Bloodborne, those two games are some of the pinnacle of video game experiences. Not for everyone.
Yep.
They're not graphically demanding. They're based on very specific core mechanics, and the world is built around that.
Yep.
Bloodborne is all about what weapons and the placement of where you are in this field.
Yep.
What moves do you have?
Yep.
The game and the maps, the arenas are all based on what you do, not the other way around.
Yep.
Otherwise, the game wouldn't work. It's why Elden Ring Night Rain works so well. Because they went, okay, the character moves at an X speed, which is much quicker than what Elden Ring is.
Yeah.
The world is based around how you move, not how the world is built and then how you move in that world. You can feel how it is developed. It's the same with the Nintendo games. Mario jumps. How can we make this world based on how he jumps? Okay, we want to give him abilities. How are those abilities going to complement him as he jumps in this world?
Yeah.
It's
There's a lot more like thought going into, like, anytime they add a mechanic, they think about how does this mechanic affect what we can do within the confines of what we're building. They're not just going, let's add a whole bunch of mechanics and then try and figure out how to piece everything together. No, they actually kind of look at,
you know,
all right,
Walt, you've
go.
just given me a great example.
Mm-hmm.
A great analogy for how games are developed around an idea without thinking of the other ideas.
Yep.
Any Sims game that has come out from EA, your core is life, simulation.
Mm-hmm.
Each expansion adds something without ever really pushing anything. Each expansion breaks the game.
Yep. Yeah,
There's
that's
no thought about, okay, my character or sim has a career in cooking.
Yeah.
I'm going to create a restaurant. Well, the two actually don't mix. Because when
Mm.
you're a chef, you go to a different job. You don't go to your restaurant.
Yep.
So
That is bad. Like, for me, that for me is like going, okay, we're gonna make No Man's Sky, we're gonna add a new expansion that allows you to build ships, but it has nothing to do with the base game. So it's like this separate game that you're doing entirely. And then you go back into your main game once you're done with that little mini game. It's just like you're separating the two, and then you're separating it even more between all the expansions, where it's just at that point, why not just build a whole new game around that mechanic?
Don't even get me started on that series.
But like that is so indicative of like what I remember watching. I forgot what the channel was called. It was one of those like how to make games or game dev. And
the Gamers Toolkit?
No, not that one. He's really good though, but I think he's probably mentioned this as well. But feature creep is like such a big thing where anytime you're adding an expansion or you're adding something to the world, like WoW was very indicative of this, where you had the main world, then you had the first expansion that gave you the ability to fly, and then the second expansion added, okay, we've now got like a different hero class, but he functions differently compared to any of the other characters. So now we've got like this whole different hero class as opposed to just standard classes. And then by the time they got to like, I think it was the third expansion where it's like Pandora and doing all this other stuff, they're like, well, we want to add all these new features back into the base game because people are being separated from what the core world was, because we just keep adding all these new areas that you're exploring, and that's where people are focused on. So now we have to go back to the original game and recreate everything and make it all congruent with all the other mechanics while adding a couple of new, and it becomes this problem that developers end up, getting into. I mean, WoW is one, but I think for me, the best example is something like Warframe. Warframe struggles with this so much because Warframe, for me, where Warframe is now, it feels like Warframe 2. It shouldn't have been, let's keep adding to this. Let's just make a whole new game. Because for me, one focused and did such a great job with the fact that you were exploring these planets in these bite-sized chunk worlds that were these random generated kind of spaces that you were exploring that were really well designed, like even better than what even Remnant kind of pulls off. Like Remnant does a decent job with some of its randomization, but I feel like Warframe did a better job of really adding a whole variation to kind of the level structures and how things kind of blended in together when you're exploring a ship, for instance, or like a planet. But then they went, all right, well, we want to add new mechanics, so now we're adding the ability that you can now do flying, which was cool. Or we're adding like this hunting mode, so you can go do bounties. But then it's not like they've ever really brought all of those mechanics forward. Instead, they would just keep adding newer stuff and newer stuff and newer stuff. And then they added open world, which is now a completely different system, separated from everything else that they've added, and every new mechanic or and now they've got like these whole new single player quests that have nothing to do with the main game, because it's like you're playing a prequel now with all new story aspects. And it's like, but you're taking people away from the open world feeling of, this is the space we were building. Why are you not adding to just this space? And now you're going off and telling all these weird stories as opposed to continuing it almost like Destiny did. And again, these are all different challenges that every developer is going to have to deal with in their own way. But it is funny how when you are making something, especially from a live service standpoint, you do get into a problem where you run out of ideas, or you don't know how to implement ideas congruently to the existing base game without making it feel like, well, we need to really kind of build this from the ground up and change it for players, or make them restart, because God forbid we hurt their feelings. Like, I think No Man's Sky is just a perfect example of, we're going to add new stuff. Is it going to fuck up things? Absolutely. Yes, your buildings are not going to make sense because we've now changed the way the geometry works in water, or we've now changed the way geometry works in the world, or the way the building system works. But it's going to be better long-term for you. Does it mean you got to reset? Absolutely. Is it a pain in the ass? Couldn't agree with you more. Like, I am more than prepared with No Rest for the Wicked that they may potentially have to do a full reset, because they might add whole new areas and whole new mechanics into some of the original areas, like they did with this recent expansion, where as a player, I have to restart the game. Is it unfortunate? Yes. Does it mean that like my 30 or 40 hours of work is like thrown in the bin? Absolutely. But if it's beneficial for the game and the overall congruent experience, I much prefer that, knowing that, okay, like what CD Projekt Red did with Cyberpunk, when they went, we're rebuilding this and we're like stripping it down to its core and figuring out what the fun of the game is, and then putting it back together and putting it back into the game, so it is a whole new game. And that makes sense to me. That makes me go, okay, you've actually thought about this. You've looked at your mechanics, you've looked at what your core is, and you've gone, here's how we change it, and here's how we make it all work and feel congruent to what we've already built. And I think that was so beneficial for CD Projekt Red, because they figured out what the game was in that time. Does it suck that whoever bought the game initially didn't get that? Absolutely. That's because they obviously reached for the stars and were trying to make a bigger game than what they could actually achieve with the budget and the time and the manpower that they had.
And it took them several years to get there.
Yeah, it took them a fucking long time.
But if No Man's Sky can do it, which that game, oh my god, I haven't touched the new expansion that they dropped with the rework of the settlements, and I have been waiting for this update.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for a couple of patches to drop, because I heard that it's still a little broken. But to be able to build your own civilization, hell yeah.
I just want them, if they can please make the flight combat feel like something like, what is that, Everspace?
Oh, yep.
Like, make it feel that level of arcadey, or even like a squadron, like a rogue squadron. If they can make the flight combat have that sense of maneuverability and freedom and flexibility, I'm down. I'm ready to jump in, because then I feel like, okay, the space exploration and the opportunities for attacking spaceships or pirates or whoever it may be suddenly gets so much more interesting. But right now it just feels way too stiff. And I know that they're working on so many of the other systems, and between that and I guess some of the ground combat, that just feels like it's it's too simple. It's almost like Minecraft levels of simple, where I just go, it's not there for me.
I think it works because the game. Look, I'm
For a certain
gonna defend
audience
it
member,
as much as I can.
no. Look, for a certain audience member, yes, hands down. I couldn't I don't necessarily need it to perform to the level of Halo. Would I like that? Sure, I would love that bolts to the walls.
Absolutely.
But I know that's not necessarily what they're trying to design. But it would be cool if, you know, my guns or the kind of weapons that I can potentially build would be more interesting, and the kind of random spaces that you have me exploring would be a little bit more engaging, as opposed to, oh, just here's like this random enemy that's, you know, on this planet that's just going to come up to me and go, ow, 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 and it's like, or like, you know, here's a bunch of robot drones that are flying around and just zapping you. It's like, that's just... Even like when they added the little aliens, when you'd go off and you'd find the little encampments. And again, I haven't played it since, so I don't know what new... Like, I know they've added worms and stuff like that. But I remember when they added like the little... the settlements that were like played, and you can go and collect the eggs, and then the aliens would come out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the aliens are cool, they're terrifying, but they literally just go directly to you, or they kind of move away and then come directly to you, and they don't really do anything more interesting than that. So
it works for what it needs to.
Yes.
It's not really
Yes.
complex because the game already has so many complexities to it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Getting specific resources, defeating specific enemies, finding specific fauna and flora. There's so many things, and the game is huge.
Yeah, I know. All right. What I will be completely honest. It is purely an egotistical thing of, I want this game to be like, I want it to have the combat of, well, yeah, I want it, if it can please provide the level of like depth and detail in like maneuverability and shooting like a Halo or Destiny, while giving me the flight of like even like Star Wars Outlaws, which wasn't too bad, lacking in some areas but not too bad, or like Everspace, while also giving me all the other building mechanics that are honestly really fucking solid. I don't need the level of management that, you know, some of the other space simulators have, but even just what it's at now with just those two improvements would be so fucking amazing. And then I can go, right, I can honestly spend my whole life almost playing this one game, because then I feel like I've got the engaging combat, I've got the, you know, the potential for engaging discovery that I might have in like certain other big, you know, sandboxy type games like a Minecraft, like going in and finding a cave and finding these weird creatures that you can dig out and fight and deal with to get those resources that you may need and potentially sell on some black market or whatever it may be. And I know they could potentially get there over time if they choose to. If they choose to invest in the game for that long.
They will.
But
because Sean already said that No Man's Sky is the building blocks for Light No Fire.
Yeah,
And Light
I
No
know.
Fire has aerial combat. It has new flying mounts with the dragon. So I imagine that we're going to see an update that reworks the flight, because they did that early on. And I imagine that it's going to get reworked again.
Yeah. See, this is where I admire Sean, because at least the fact that him and his team look at No Man's Sky as this ever-going, ever-present piece of content that it's like this constant sandcastle that just keeps expanding and growing, and we're adding more tools and more abilities and more functions to it, while keeping like the core of it still what it is, but giving the breadth and the flexibility for player. Like, it's on a level that Minecraft, I don't think will ever quite achieve. And it's not like Minecraft's fault. Minecraft focuses on a very different audience with a very different kind of cadence and design philosophy, which works for Minecraft. It's fantastic. I think Minecraft has been very successful. But it's just, man, what they're doing with No Man's Sky is just incredible. And yeah, it is purely like I'm not disagreeing with you. As far as from a fundamental level, what this game offers, you can shoot me when you're ready, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for what it offers, I think it's great.
And away you go.
But yeah, it is purely a... Yep, change it. Change it. Yep. It is purely an egotistical thing. It's like... Yeah. I know it can be better, and I love it to be better. And I know it might take time, or it might never happen, and I need to be okay with that.
Pinball I have ever played.
We do
Yeah.
what we have to, Cody.
There we go.
I think it will get to a stage.
It might. If it does, wonderful. I just...
I just wish that freighters had instances so you could see what I built on there.
What am I missing? Do I need to do something for you?
I think you have to go to the other side. So jump.
Oh, that's what I'm missing. That.
That's a handy shortcut.
Dum, 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 dum.
Careful.
There you go.
And then to the right.
Oh. Wait. Where am I putting you? To the right?
Keep going. Keep going. Keep...
I can't. Oh, I'm supposed to go up.
Oh.
Sorry. There we go. Does that... Can you jump off of that?
I think. Yep.
Yep. Okay. Oh, I can't do anything here. Nope. That sucks. Yep. Hello.
Hello.
Aw, isn't that so cute? And you're on the blue button. There we go. Whee! Yeah, you know what it is? I think I was... So, like, my closest analogy for what No Man's Sky is at the moment is Starbound. Where Starbound was constantly being added to, being developed, that like he was like tweaking and changing things and adding more depth and storytelling. And then one day he just stopped. And it suddenly lost all support. And it, for the most part, it's a relatively fully fleshed out game. But it's like there was more potentially planned.
Yeah.
That for whatever reason, you know, whether money, budget, whatever it may be, it just didn't pan out. And he had no option but to stop. And it's like, man, it's sad. Because, like, it's one of my fears with No Man's Sky. Like, it is just... It's not even a fear. Like, it's... As it stands, the game is wonderful. There is so much you can do. There is so much you can spend time in. But with the fact that he is putting in so much effort... Do you need me on that side as well?
What a conductor!
Nope. No. Okay. I can't go that way. I need to go... on this one. It's, you know, you can't help but want it to keep growing and keep getting better and reach new levels of, like, oh my god, what's the next expansion gonna have? What's the next update? What other features are you gonna offer? Like, it's being developed and being added to the same way Minecraft has been added to, and you just want it to keep going. You know that eventually it will stop, but God forbid it ever does. Where? Oh, I know what I gotta do. I'm gonna put this down. You can grab that, because I need to get myself nice and small so I can grab this one. Whee! Keep jumping through the little tunnel. Oh, no, you're not gonna get me that way. No, 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 no. Oh, I've already done that one.
Oh.
Yeah. I just got one more here, which I just need to make myself bigger. What was it? B?
Yeah.
And make myself big. No. Why? There we go. Why?
Got
Why?
another one.
Oh, I know how to get the last one.
The last one? Oh. Oh, is there one more?
There is. Do you mind? There's a big red button to your right. Left. Left. Start
Sorry, did you say big red button?
yeah.
Oh.
There.
Mm-hmm. You
Another
say when.
conductor. Perfect.
When.
Perfect.
Thank you.
How far does this... Oh, really? Where's it supposed to... No way. No, something's gotta move further.
No, we're still missing some.
Are we? Are you sure?
Yeah. Behind.
Is there another one there?
Yeah, one that you have to go into. And I think there's one that I have to get up to.
I'm just going to... Because we have actually got a little bit more space here.
Oh, maybe we can get away with doing it.
No, I think you're right. We're gonna need the extras. But we are just... We can stretch them out just a little. Where was the one... Oh, behind. There it is. Okay. Okay, so I need to get up here. Oh, you need to... I need to make myself small. So you can stand and I can go in. No, don't! Stop!
Nice.
Alright. I'm on the elevator, and I can't make myself big anymore.
I am so small.
Oh no, I just fell. No! I gotta do it again.
Okay, I know, because you can see my round little screen. Okay. My way back into the elevator. Oh, yeah. Nice and tiny, I'm a little man. La 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 la.
Okay, back to normal. Now, do I need to... Oh, I need to make myself big. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me put that down. And then I need to make myself massive for you. I am the monster. And back to normal. As I make myself nice and small and back to normal. Hey!
There we go.
Nice.
Perfect.
Battery now.
Going to turn the battery on. Yay!
I'm pretty sure I remember having to hold that.
The battery?
Yes. Well, I thought, anyway.
I forgot how big this level is.
Man, this whole game is big. Like, to be fair, we have been spending like an hour and a half just chatting.
That is so
Which
true.
I have no objections. My God.
Oh,
You are
absolutely.
stimulating my mind, young man.